As you and our verse. We're going to do a video on the moon in Cancer with the sun in Libra. We're going to break down all the alignments. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the music. I'm saying let's get this right real quick though. We got so far to go through this winding path of life. Follow without us on the dark, but they all exist for the same reason. Soaking up knowledge, learning lessons in the sun. Raised amongst infinite ones, divinity sprung from an idea, religion, division. Well, it's just an idea. Mine's how you're pagan, this dirty shark tank. The beats on like a drum in the movie Drumline. If you end up on a defeat with the intellectual promise from this diamond in the rough, immaculate past the raps, mic in the blood, looks like a blood, throw away the magnum. The trash disaster, the 47 matador, chakras align, flower of life, put fire into ashes, no substance rappers. Kanye West in the beginning, how you look in prime time. I'm in my life a problem beyond. I pass into the end zone, past that. Young. Indigo, see me in real life. Have you thinking what is life? Voila. Feel the vibe, hit the beat right. Ali in his prime, Mike Tyson fighting for his pride. Tattoos on your face, but you fakes and utter dismay. Getting to the mic before the money. Yeah, I'm rather to speak, rather unique. Oh, and my karma is clean. My third eye vision, clear and transparent. No millions in the fam yet, but I'ma make billions. Dilated eyes, never to change. I cop fire while cops fire. In the streets, raised in the belly of the beast. Nothing but the best come correct. Super Saiyan 3x3. That's 9 lives. I beat that kitty 9 times. Out of 10, I'm beaten. She hit this young lord and got flow to you heathens. Brought from the power in me. Young Yeti Eskimo, psycho killer consciousness. Might just bust a nut on her breast, yes. Suck away the stress. In the meantime, I'll rule the doobie. You know, that's for the meantime. Brick box over, ate it up. Make sure the chookie right first and then ignite her. Make her bite the lip. I'm iller than the future says she fiend for it. I like that pussy shade. That little rectangular patch. In that sundress. See the moon, I'm the sun. Put some mental in the beat. In that clothes. Now you dressed in peace. No disrespect, you see. You even held a candlelight visual. No disrespect, you see. Can't touch my cheese. Especially if you get a prenup, baby, no. You can't touch my cheese. Might pay you 100 G's. Psych, nah, it's Pimp 101. Holy conscious, let me teach sinners. In the past, I'm the same as another. Pass the shine, my brother. To another, we all getting to the cheese. No jealousy, just inspiration to the ones close to me. Yo, this human race is something we could change into a prospering civilization. Now take a breath. You can do it, it just takes time. So I'm here, you know, that's for the meantime. Gotta get level right now, cause my time's now. Landed the loss, but the loss will be found. So we got the moon in Cancer with the sun in Libra. And this is all about the square, a learning opportunity. So with the moon in Cancer, it's at home in this space. So we're able to be in a space of more creative circumstance situations. And whenever we feel comfortable, we're able to actually attract better circumstance situations. So like this is being at home and being able to actually work with these emotions instead of work against them. So for example, if we had the moon in Capricorn, that'd be a completely opposite circumstance situation to a point where we'd have to kind of work on our emotions. But essentially, these emotions are working for us in this circumstance situation. Shout out to y'all in the chat. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and break down this little square. What about a Taurus Leo? Shoot, we're not even getting into all the rising signs, so I'll go ahead and break that down. If you're talking about like the moon in Taurus, the sun in Leo, but actually I think you're just talking about what about a Taurus, and what about a Leo? So a Taurus is fixed earth, so essentially they're in a space where they're always consistent upon their ways of doing things. They always like to work on the same circumstance situation. It's either you're looked at as consistent or stubborn with what you're working on. And a Leo is also in that fixed space, so they're also consistent upon their own visions. They're all able to be in that space. Oh yeah, for sure. And go ahead and specify, you got Taurus in the sun or you got Leo in the moon. Go ahead and break that down for me, they bloomed. That's a cool name. But yeah, let's go ahead and break down all these alignments, right? We got the moon. I'm going to go ahead and list them all, and then I'm going to break them down. So we got the moon conjuncting Mars, right? So moon's in the same space as Mars. Then we also have the moon sextile on Mercury and also Uranus, right? Mercury being in Virgo at this point in time, and the Uranus being in Taurus. Where I'm from, where you from? Don't be lacking. So, shoot, I'm in a space where I don't be lacking. You dig? But yeah, nah, I'm from the Ohio. You dig? Shout out to the AK. But yeah, you said 6th of May. You a Taurus, born. Okay, your second house is in Leo. I feel what you're saying. Wait, hold up. Your sun sign, 2 and N sign. I was like, hold up, you can't have the second house in Leo if you a Taurus. That means it's in the 4th house if you a Taurus. But yeah, what up, Leslie? You know what I'm saying? And you said you from Philly, don't be lacking. But yeah, you said with that being said, you said you were a Taurus sun sign. So essentially, you like to take action and be consistent upon your way of working on things. So essentially, you're in a space where you like to make things work, and you'll keep on working on something to a point that like you hit a brick wall and you realize that actually don't work anymore. But yeah. So let's get back to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? We have the moon sextiling, the Mercury being in Virgo, and then you're also Uranus and Taurus, right? Then we also have the moon squaring the sun and also Lilith, and the sun is in Libra, and also Lilith is also in Libra, right? And then we also have the moon in Cancer trining Saturn being in Pisces, and also Neptune being in Pisces. And we also have Venus just entered Scorpio. And I'm going to go ahead and break down Venus entering Scorpio. So with this being said, Venus being in Scorpio, it's in a space where it's kind of debilitated, and we have to kind of like work on our way of valuing things. It's very opposite to the Taurus space. So Taurus is the space that Venus is at home. So essentially, Venus being in Scorpio, you have to kind of, it's like no love lost, so to speak. And you have to learn to love yourself before you love others, essentially. Because you could get too wrapped up into other people's circumstance situations to a point where you don't actually benefit from your values or value systems. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of be like a space of, well, we're going to get into that a little bit later, actually. But yeah, breaking down, getting back to the listing the alignments. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, Lil Wayne do got a line like that. No love lost, no love found. It's a little too late to say that you're sorry. That's the Eminem song, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but we also have the moon opposing Pluto. But yeah, shout out to Lil Wayne. You dig, he's a Libra, and that he's about to have his birthday. So shout out to all the Libras in the Libra season. I just broke down Libra season for y'all in my last 2 videos, the influences on all signs, and then also all the alignments that we're going to be dealing with. So if you want to check out the Libra breakdown, go ahead and check in my page. You know what I'm saying, go ahead and tap on my page and go into the live section. We're gonna I broke all that down for y'all. You dig? But yeah, give me 1 second. I got to get my lemonade for Libra season, you dig? But yeah, so moon conjuncting Mars. It's in the space where we're having to be more considerate and considering our emotions before we take action upon our passions and be more comfortable with our passions at this point in time. So essentially, we're going to have passionate emotions at this point in time based on the Mars being in the same space as the moon, which are both in Cancer. And Cancer is always about being consistent or stubborn, being very initiative and creative. I was talking about Taurus and Leo. I got to talking about consistent and stubborn. You dig? Shout out to Le Blue. I like saying it that way. I don't know if that's the right way to say your name, but yeah, I'm very grateful for the input. But yeah, like I say, moon conjuncting Mars. It's in this space where we're going to have very passionate Mars emotions, Cancer. So we're going to be in this space where we're going to be attracting very passionate individuals as well. So keep that in mind whenever we have this moon in Cancer conjuncting Mars, right? Then we also have the moon sextile, and in the sextile is a 60-degree angle, able to see the opportunity. Think about sextile like see the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? A square is like learning, 90-degree angle. Think about it like you have pressure, and it creates this 90-degree angle to a point where you have to learn how to make things work, right? I'm kind of going to break down the alignments for y'all real quick. And then a trine is a 120-degree angle, a gift. So essentially, you're trying something new. You're going to have the gift to try something, essentially. Opposition is pretty much simple as it is. 180-degree angle. It's like that opposition to a point where it's like you can either add on to the circumstance situation or oppose it. You dig? But yeah, getting back to the sextile, being moon sextile and Mercury, we're able to see the opportunity and being more comfortable with our thoughts and our thought patterns at this point in time, or the details of our thoughts. And keep in mind, Mercury is just about to enter Libra. So, this is the last circumstance situation where we're going to have Mercury be at home during this astro year. You dig? So like whenever we had the sun enter Aries, we're now going all the way to Libra. You dig what I'm saying? This is the last chance that we can actually have more at-home thoughts whenever we're based on Mercury. Then Mercury's going to kind of venture along, and until we get all the way back to Taurus season, we're not going to actually be at home in our mercurial space. We're not going to have the most prominent thoughts and things of that nature. So like, keep in mind, some people like lose their mind in the winter season and things like that. And astrology is a perfect way to break that down. But yeah, Moon in Cancer, sextile on Mercury, being in Virgo. We're able to see the opportunity based on our emotions to be more consistent with our thoughts and be able to adapt to the proper thought patterns at this point in time to actually work on these emotions. You dig what I'm saying? Virgo being the work sign, right? And then we also have the Moon sextile on Uranus. So essentially, Moon sextile on Uranus being a Taurus. Uranus is that space where it's unpredictable, or this individuality. So it's like predictably unpredictable. So you want to learn to build and work on your predictability, or what you're unpredictably about. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of like is a paradox. So I mean to say, like, your individuality is a better way to look at it. Like Uranus is at home being an Aquarius, and Aquarius are very unpredictably predictable. You dig what I'm saying? Well, predictably unpredictable to a point where it's like, Aquarius is going to say some off the wall stuff, but you don't know exactly what they're going to say. You dig? But yeah, like, keep in mind that at this point in time, we're going to be able to see the opportunity based on our emotions that we're feeling comfortable with to actually ground that individuality. So we're in a space that this individuality that we're a part of, we can actually begin to work on these emotions that are kind of going hand in hand with that. So like, essentially, you want to ground this individuality based on you feeling comfortable with your emotions at this point in time, and be more comfortable with being an individual. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, moving forward, the Moon is also squaring the Sun, right? And this is a very prominent alignment, and this is what I got in the title. So essentially, we're in a space where we have to learn to be more caring for our relations or relationships, and caring for our relations and relationships. We're going to be in a space that essentially you feel comfortable with your emotions, but these emotions that you feel comfortable with, you don't want to tip the scale to a point where it's like, oh, I feel like this is the right emotion to be in, to a point where it's like non-beneficial, and you can actually balance with other individuals. You want to see how you can create balance based on these emotions. That's kind of that learning process at this point in time. And shout out to the rain. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's very relaxing. Beautiful, beautiful. I got my windows open and everything. You know what I'm saying? The rain is very relaxing. So yeah, it's just a left field thing. But we also had the Lilith being in Libra, right? So essentially, this is the most embarrassing space or most embarrassing moment is what Lilith is. So essentially, based on it being in Libra, is this embarrassing moment based on our relations or relationships? So like, going hand in hand with the Moon squaring that, you know what I'm saying? We have this space where we're feeling very comfortable with our emotions, but these comfortable emotions may lead us to a point where we have a very embarrassing moment based on our relations or relationships. So like, you want to be able to care for your family and things of that nature, but realize people might be hating on your own circumstance situation that you're relating to. And at the end of the day, you got to realize and learn that people might just be hating and might be hating on your own relations or relationships because they don't have any. And that's just like a simple thing to keep in mind. Like, some people just want to have something to hate on, and they're just mad at their own circumstance situation. You want to keep that in mind whenever you are in a relationship. Like, people just mad that they're not in the same space that you're in. So then moving forward, we have the Moon trining Saturn. We also have the Moon trining Neptune. And like I said, the Moon is also trining Scorpio, being in Venus. You know what I'm saying? So we have the Moon trining Saturn, having the gift to be able to build on your dreams, illusions, and nightmares. So essentially, these emotions are making you feel comfortable to actually build on this dream that you're working towards. Moon trining Saturn, have the gift to try to build, right? Then we also have the Moon trining Neptune, right? So essentially, we're having this space that's kind of like illusionary or like an imaginary space, to a point where it's like, wow, we feel so in tune with our emotions to a point where we can kind of predict or have this intuition to a point where we could actually benefit and try to work on our imaginary space, like something we could kind of reach towards, we can't actually see in reality, but we can see in the future, so to speak. So like, you can see yourself working towards something to actually benefit your future circumstance situation at this point in time, and try to build on that, right? Then we also have the Moon trining Venus, right? So us feeling comfortable with our emotions, we're in turn able to love our own emotions to a point that we can actually be in a point where we can love each other, so to speak. So like, you want to create love instead of just looking for love outside of oneself is really the key to Venus and Scorpio. It's a space that's like, if you don't love yourself, you're gonna get lost in loving someone else, and they're gonna end up kind of destroying your whole world. You're gonna get too attached to that aspect as well, and that's pretty much like the Venus and Scorpio in a nutshell. It's like love oneself before loving others, and once you love oneself, you know how to love others. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't want to be too obsessive, essentially, at this point in time with the Venus Scorpio. It's an easier way to put it, kind of a like not this harsh way to put it. If you do have Venus and Scorpio, it's like it's a very addictive space too. So it's like don't get too addicted to loving a certain individual that don't love you back. It's pretty much what I'm breaking down. And last but not least, the moon in Cancer opposing Pluto is going to be in a space where we're going to be able to add on or oppose to our deep transformations, or you know what I'm saying, our space is about status. So essentially, we're trying to transform our status at this point in time, since Pluto retrograded back into Capricorn, in our business and things of that nature. So essentially, you're feeling comfortable with your emotions, but these emotions, you might be too wrapped up into them to a point where you're not actually transforming your status and what you're known for. So you can either add on or oppose to your status at this point in time, or add on to your emotions and be more opposite to your status. But you kind of want to find that middle ground to a point where these emotions can actually benefit you and actually benefit your status as well. So yeah, that's the astro weather. We're going to go ahead and break down the influences on all signs. If y'all want to tap in with the next video, peace and love if you believe in all that. I'm very grateful for y'all tapping in the chat. And I think an individual had a question earlier. So yeah, maybe that was the last video actually. But oh yeah, shoot, I missed out on that in the last video. I think dude was talking about Virgo. But if you happen to be in this video, I went ahead and broke down Virgo a second ago. You know what I'm saying? Virgo is being in this space that you actually are able to be a little bit more consistent and upon your thoughts and thought patterns at this point in time based on these emotions that you're dealing with. So essentially, yeah, that's pretty much what you're dealing with being a Virgo. You want to be more adaptable to your emotions and emotional state based on the moon in Cancer. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about in the large scope, I think he was on the Libra Sun video and Libra Season video. So it's like Virgo for that point in time is dealing with the sun being in the second house at this point in time. So essentially, they want to kind of create balance based on their relations or relationships. But yeah, go ahead and tap in with me in this next video. Influences on all signs. I'll break down everybody's first house, rising and ascendant. Peace and love. If you believe in all that, and go ahead and tap in below with my email if you had any kind of question about the live or any kind of questions in general. Or if you want to get a reading, you know what I'm saying? I have a menu that I could go ahead and send you. And yeah, so go ahead and tap in with that, and I'll send it right back to you. Conscious1347@gmail.com. And then also you can hit my Cash App at CONSCIOUS1347 as well. That's also in my About if you were looking to find that as well. If you couldn't find how to spell that, even though I just spelled it out, you dig? So yeah, peace and love, and I'm very grateful for y'all tapping in. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I'm